All right, no course on jazz would be complete without covering a blues. So we're going to take a look at a classic standard 12-bar blues in the key of F. This would be the most common key that you'll play a blues in. And we're going to use the typical standard 12-bar changes that you'll see in your lead sheet. But essentially, it's like a classic blues with a few different variations in there, basically inserting a couple of 2/5s that set up the 4 chord and then the 2 chord in measure 9. And then there's usually a little turnaround that's different. And those are the basic things that distinguish a jazz 12-bar blues from a basic 1-4-5 12-bar blues. So let's take a listen to the track and you'll hear what I mean. Here we go. Four chord, always the 4 there. Back to the 1. Sometimes the passing diminished in there. Turnaround. All right, cool. So you can hear the basic platform there, what's happening. It's a very common and familiar sound. And that's the basic skeleton, if you will, of that form. And of course, there are tons of changes in harmonic elaborations and substitutions that you can use in that form. But that's the basic one. All right, let's quickly run through the chords that show up in a 12-bar blues progression in the key of F. This is a real common key to play the blues in, and there are just a few variations. Let's go over those. So we'll start off with F7, the 1 chord, in bar 1. And then right away in bar 2, we usually go to the 4 chord, and then maybe even a sharp 4 diminished. It's just kind of a nice little passing chord, and then back to the 1 chord in measure 3. Then for the 4th bar, we'll set up the 4 chord that happens in measure 5 with its respective 2/5. So the 4 chord in the key of F is B flat. So we're going to set that up with the C minor 7, F7, and then we go to measure 5, the B flat. Then for bar 6, we'll repeat our idea of the sharp 4 diminished, and then back to the 1 chord. F7. And then in the 8th bar, we're going to set up the 2 chord, which shows up in the 9th bar, G minor 7, with its respective 2/5. So we've got A minor 7, D7, and then G minor 7. It's the 2 chord in bar 9, and then C7, the 5. And then the last 2 bars, there are lots of different variations for turnarounds, but the most common turnaround would be F7, D7, G minor 7, or G dominant 7, either one, and then C7, and then that brings us back home to the 1 chord at the top of the form, F. All right, so now that we've checked that out, let's take a look at some soloing ideas as well as some comping ideas for the blues.